Hello again. Promised you that I'd talk about my daughter, Celeste. When Celeste was 8 years old, she had rheumatic fever. She also became diabetic, so she became pretty sickly, and we almost lost her at 8 years old. We went through a horrendous time with an operation in which they replaced her mitral valve. And she went on for a number of years until she was almost 18 years old. And somehow she knew that eventually she was going to die. And sorry about the trucks, we're not in a sound studio, we're just in my house. And we brought her home after a replacement of a mitral valve replacement again, the second time. This time, because she was so much bigger than 8 years old, they wanted to replace a mitral valve that was a little bigger, that they hoped that would, last her the rest of her life. So we went to the hospital. They replaced it. We brought her home. 3 days later, she had a real bad feeling and went into her bedroom, and I kneeled down by her bed, and she just hugged me, and she just very softly said, "Dad, Dad, I'm scared," and she died. So we called 911, we had the ambulance come. They did shock her. The third time, heart did come back. We rushed her to Primary Children's Hospital, and we were there for 40 days, 40 nights. I was by her bedside when she finally passed on the last time. She was in a coma the entire time, only because the doctors didn't give her any antibiotics after the operation, which developed into endocarditis. So I lost my daughter, and we buried her. I had a service and buried her, and family was there. It was, well, if any of you have ever gone through burying a child, you know what I mean. Coming back to home that evening, laying in my bed, couldn't really sleep. Wasn't really crying, but just so sad and heartbroken that I couldn't beyond myself. And I laid there in a fetal position on my left side, thinking of Celeste, all the things that she could have done, where she was, what was going on. And lo and behold, Celeste came. She came through the bedroom door. She came in, sat down on the bed next to me. With her left hand, she put it on this part of my shoulder. She grabbed my right hand in her hand. And we talked about her mother and the problems that her mother was having with her passing on. And I asked her at that time, I said, if there's ever a chance that you can just appear or show yourself to your mother and let her know that there is life after death, that you are okay. And she said, I'll see. And we discussed her brothers and sisters. And finally, she said, after a while, she said, Dad, I've got to go. My time is up. And I said, Celeste, before you die, or before you leave, I said, tell me what you regret not doing most of all in this life. And I'm kind of a carnal, stupid idiot. But that, not getting married, not having children, not going to Disneyland, or, just stupid stuff that we do here on earth. And she squeezed my hand and said, Dad, not reading the scriptures enough has really put me behind up here. How valuable our education is in the gospel of Jesus Christ. It will carry through to us in the next life, and it will give us added value of why we're here and the testimonies that we have here. And that sent me on a journey that I began reading, studying. Every morning I'd get up before work, and I'd have 3 and 4 books on the table. And I'm not just reading, I am studying. I'm making notes. I'm writing in the books themselves. And over the years, I have accumulated over 500 books on religious subjects. Not just my own church literature, but studying Christ and other books, and Isaiah and Revelations and all of the other books, and studying them to understand, or try to understand, the gospel a little better. And by understanding the gospel, I've learned that we are in a fight for our lives with Satan. This gospel of Jesus Christ that we bear and that we understand is so important that we now see what's going on in the world today, and how this satanic philosophy that started in heaven and then came to Cain and Abel and then came to Marx, how it is destroying this world, not just our country, but this entire world has gone over to the satanic powers of this force and coercion and destruction and the killing of Christians all over the world. And we are in a fight right now, and that fight is spiritually, mentally, and physically. We need to prepare ourselves, and that's what this channel is all about, is education, common sense. Let us reason together. Let us talk together and find out where we're going. This is not beating the drum. This is not destroying anybody else's religion or anybody else's understanding of government. And we'll talk about the proper role of government. We'll talk about my book. We may even go through some of the battles of the Revolutionary War and how God gave America to be free. And that's what this channel is about, is teaching our children. And I tell you, if the children are not going to receive an education in our government and our Constitution and in the glorious America that was given to us by our Heavenly Father, this book explains it. And if you go on Amazon, you can buy the ebook, or you can buy the regular book like I have here. It's 250 pages, and it's full of, different little maps and pictures and things of that nature. The true meaning of Thanksgiving, the true meaning of our flag. So if you have an opportunity to teach your children about our amazing America, buy this book. I appreciate it. And subscribe, follow me, tell other people about what's going on. Now, the next video that I do is going to be talking about the war in heaven, how this thing all started with Lucifer and Jesus Christ and our Heavenly Father. I hope you'll join me again. I really appreciate it. God bless America. God bless our troops. And God bless you for coming on board. Thank you again. God bless. I'll see you next time. We'll talk about the war in heaven.